Sir. I must get comfortable. It's time to get the chief rowing. Let's do this, Myro. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo. It's painting goo. Painting goo. It's fucking free. Cha-cha-chi. I will think of something. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Ah, my shit is beginning to frow. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. It's painting goo. Charge your chi. For it is free. There we go. Charge your chi. It's fucking free. Oh god. Oh, stretching goo. My spiner knows the timer. Oh. Does your spiner know the timer? Hmm? Oh. Marju! Griffu! Max Downbarrow! Desmondu! Painting goo! 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 Painting goo! Ah! Oh! Sip sip! Painting goo 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 goo. Painting fucking goo. It's painting fucking goo. It's painting goo. Ha! Sip sip. Rant for goo. Oh, that wasn't a sip. That was a gurp. Painting goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Goo 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 goo. That's it. You beautifully petrified primate. Bring it home. Remind the people. It is a timer for painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Ah! This is so beautiful. I weep with this marvelous monkey's ability to pluck those beautifully very white piano keys. It is beautiful. If you have any honor in your feeble mortal shares, you will pay the monkey. Thrash that right button, like it has insulted your ancestors. Click one of the many links in the description. Buy yourself a turtle t-shirt, or a mug, or pay the monkey. Right. Enough beauty. Time for paint. Greetings, my beloved Japanites, and welcome to another glorious episode of PEINTEINGU with I, your host, Defenderu, demigod of PEINTEINGU. I am, of course, joined by my feathery friend, Tobias Beakus Cross, keeper of the dong. Why is it a dong and not a gong? Because it's tiny. It doesn't go gong, it goes ding. So it's a dong because it goes ding. Boris. Where did we find Boris? I have forgotten where we found Boris. We decided to get rid of the idea of Siberia, because that is where Garos is from. Was it Chechnya? One of the stands? Somewhere on the Kurd version of the steppes or Himalayas. He is a dark brown borscht eating bear. There's a borscht? Is that a Russian stew or some shit? I know not enough about the Russians and the Mongolians and the that region, you know. Very cold, very north? The place is a very north-oo. I read someone else be first today. Oh, did you, Emmanuel? Did you? Oh, you're just tardy. You're just tardy, and you don't want to take accountability for your tardiness. Either way, you are welcome, Emmanuel Godsonu. My spiner would know the timer if it had eyes to see the croc. If your spiner had eyes, Desmondu, you would have more problems than not being able to see crocs. It's like a guy has eyes in the back of his head. Yeah, well, I have eyes in my back. That'd be terrifying looking. Some dude just takes his top off and turns around and he just has eyes all the way up his vertebrae. Oh god, even picturing that freaking me out. Be able to look in different directions behind him and shit. Ugh. Do they have eyelashes? Do they have eyebrows? That's the question. If you had eyes all over your back, it'd be pretty fucking freaky. But it'd be way worse if they had eyebrows. Even picturing that, I'm getting fucking that wriggly feeling in my skin. My skin is crawling slightly. Oh, my skin is a-crawling. Right. Today we return to Yemen to conclude, perhaps, the fierce battle between Will Smith, who is wielding the injection that contains the gades, and Zerda, a quite masculine-looking female elf. Upon closer inspection. No, the jaw's curved. The jaw's curved. She's just very angry. I seriously need to get some fucking mic rube for this thing. It's you're so loud! This thing. Squeaky. Squeaky cunt. Right. A cleansing of the chi. For it is 3. Ugh. Aha! He did not fall! Finally! I have found a solution to Tobias's complete and utter lack of balance. One would think, being a bird, his sense of balance would be quite good. Apparently not. Must be all the sake. I once found him in a hubcap, just bathing in vodka. He stank for days. But he was very clean. Half-mortal rungs weep. Ah, Grifu. It's a wonder to see you back in the chatu. Boris was plucked from the dusty streets of Grozny, Chechnya. Ah, Chechnyan. Yes. Yes, Chechnyan. Ah, yes, the boss. Yes, Czech boss. Hard boss. Yes, he's a hard boss bear. That's what it is. Where's I haven't done that. I haven't done that voice in ages. It's fucking like in old country. We would have borscht. My babushka would often tell me of stories of my grandfather who survived Gulag and horrible winters. It was my uncle who called me Boris. My father's absence led to awkward relationships in the family. My uncle is technically my father. Just give Boris a really fucked up, like... I once saw a farmer eat his own dog right in front of me. I was so hungry, but I let him have it. And then I ate him. It's like all these like tragic stories, but then you like slide in the fact at the end that you remind people that he's a grizzly bear or a Siberian bear. Are they called grizzlies in Siberia? I don't know. Like, Staburo-sama, your profile picture is simply a grey circle. Are you well, Staburo-sama? What has happened to your profile picture? Has the devil taken your soul? It's not actually Staburo. We are being trolled. We are being trolled by someone pretending to be Staburo-sama. Which shouldn't be a problem because Staburo-sama commits seppuku every fucking 3 days. A foolproof way of making sure nobody can be an imposter when it comes to Staburo. He offs himself on the regular. Oh god. Ah, is it fixed too? Das is very weird. Indeed, remember to like, share, and subscribe, or you have no honor. I have not used Garros in a while. The anger of the sun is not conducive to showing off Garros. Observe. Myro looks fine. Garros, his left arm is completely whited out. Garros is being assaulted by the sun. Is hilarious, methinks. Sometimes I come down here. Sometimes I enter the Defender Cave. The Defenderoo Cave. And you cannot see Myro because the sun is just like on his beautiful petrified primate face. I see his PFP. Strange that Defender-sama does not. Yeah, the first message that Staburo put in, his profile picture is grey. That's just super weird. It's just one of those things where I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway. We have a epic battle to conclude. We have Will Smith weirding the gaze. Weirding the gaze as a weapon. The gaze. Like all collectively the gaze wielding them as a weapon. Like, ooh. Well, there is some truth in that, but it's not Will Smith doing it. It'd be hilarious if it was, though. Would explain that slap. Such a weak slap. I mean, if you're gonna slap someone, slap them. You know. Right. What kind of mood am I in today? Well, I said it's an epic battle.
Interesting you guys are referencing a chat user. Stabber Usama is a Surrey Delta Bear. That's just the nickname we gave him. Like the way we called Demon Hunter Bear Desmondu. Unless they are talking about someone else in the chat and I didn't even see it. No? Jason is only one that I don't see picture for. Interesting. Must be just Gritch. Weird Gritch. Who straps? Honestly, who freaking straps? The Arabs and the Indians are big into slapping. And there's the French and the Italians. There's certain cultures that are big into slapping. I think it could be very appropriate. Because it's like a less, like, you know, because if you punch someone, that's like that's a, like, intense escalation, like, you know. Like, if you catch them right, you can do, like, you could, like, smash their face, like, depending on the, you know, the strength disparity, the fucking size disparity, the fucking fighting knowledge disparity, like, you know, are you expecting it or are you not, so on and so forth, like, you know. If you just get, like, you get your nose broken real badly, teeth missing. Getting your nose broken isn't too bad, but it's one of those things where if they don't set it right, you look different for the rest of your life. Teeth getting knocked out, you know, not the end of the world, but it's a big pain in the hole. Dentists can be really expensive. Getting cuts, grand. Bus slip, fine. Broken orbital, though, you know, that'll fuck you up. Broken jaw, have to get the thing wired for a while. Mate of mine, that happened to him. It's like, never forget that. I wasn't there. I heard about the following day, but Jesus Christ, it was a bad one. Apparently he had it coming, but at the same time he was sitting down when it happened, so it was a bit of like they were both kind of being dishonorable dickheads. But like, oh god. I don't know why I find it so funny. I do know why I find it so funny, because he was a lot like most people had like a love-hate relationship with the guy. Like, he was a bit of a dick, like very arrogant, you know, like sarcastic and shit. Like, he just gets his jaw broken sitting down one day, like, oh, fuck around and find out, like, you know, talk shit, get hit, like, that's what, like, it's fucking hilarious. Anyway, it used to be you slapped a guy when you do to death after. Indeed, that's what I mean. Like, do you know what I mean? A slap is like, you can take it in multiple ways. It's like if you slapped another man, it depends on the slap and it depends on the other guy as well. Because if you slap him and it's very effeminate, it's like, you know, it's like you just humiliated yourself. Like, do you know what I mean? But if you slap him and it's like, and like snaps his head around a bit, like, and you hear it in the next, like, in the next room, you know, like, that could be like, you know, asserting dominance and stuff like that. Like, you could deserve it. You might take it and be like, yeah, I deserve that, you know, like, and then there's other, like, you know, there's like slapping a, you know, there's like really, first example that came into my head there is like, you know, that archetypical character that's like Benny from the first Mummy movie. I love that character. It's so fucking funny. It's such a great way to represent like a weasel, a coward, but like cunning and like, you know, savvy, but just like can survive based on just like being like a pathetic, cunning little weasel character. Like Benny from the first Mummy movie is like perfect archetypically to describe what I'm talking about. Where like you'd slap a guy like that, cause like there's no point in like beating on him because he's like already pathetic. Like, I think I'm pretty sure I told this story before where like I had this moment years ago where like I had a problem with a former friend, and he was like he was a coward. Like, he wouldn't even like face me like face to face, like. But I ended up like catching a hold of him one day at a bus stop when I was coming out of I was in that like further education place at the time. I was doing like, was it welding or sign writing or something like, and I walked down to the bus stop and I found him and he like fucking went white and he shat himself and all, like not literally, but like, you know what I mean? He was like shaking, went white, he was terrified. And I couldn't bring myself to like put my hands on him, like, you know. That's why I think there's like, that's why I'm after going on this like rant tangent, like, because like it's a very interesting cultural thing. Because then you have the whole like men and women slapping, where like some cultures are like totally okay with like slapping each other, or women being slapped, and then there's like kid, like do you slap your kids and all, like, you know, it's like, for me personally, I think slapping is like, it's like the difference between what do they call those things? It's like the difference between like shooting at someone with like a live round and then shooting at someone with like a beanbag or some shit. It's like less than lethal. They can't technically call it non-lethal because like you could get a beanbag in a bad spot or get a beanbag in the chest from the right range and like it could like stop your heart or some shit. It could potentially maybe like, you know, crack a rib and like fucking puncture a lung or some shit. Or you got a really like, you know, unfortunate one, you could get it in the neck and like paralyze you or some shit. Like, you know, it's like, but typically it'll just like floor you or like hurt real bad. Like, you know, slapping is kind of the same thing where it's like punching someone, like typically you're gonna damage them if you connect, you know, if you connect correctly, like, but a slap, it's like you have to slap someone like really hard to like do even temporary damage, really. You have to like put effort into it. If you just like then it's just a bit of a slap, like, you know. And it's like, it can be very like, it's very, I think stuff like that is very relevant in today's culture, where it's like you have all these people, especially in the West, like men and women, that have like absolutely no relationship or awareness or experience with actual, you know, intensity, violence, aggression, like any kind of high octane, potentially dangerous situations. Like they're all like, they're just like soft, malleable, brainwashed, weak, habitual, dependent sheep, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean those things necessarily in a bad way. I mean that's like just in a like analytically descriptive way, you know. Like I've been like that, like, you know, like I was on the social, I was on social welfare for years in between jobs and stuff. Like I'd have a job for a while, then I go on the dole, you know, like, and it was the job seekers allowance, like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, it was crazy seeing how like got the route my life, like the route that I ended up taking, the shit I saw. It's not like I saw like horror stories. I didn't say anyone would die or anything, like, but like seeing like the social welfare system and how it ticks over and who works in it typically and who uses it typically, you know, like when you see like the majority and like just the sheer amount of people, like, you know what I mean, like, and all these like people with kids and stuff, like, I'm like, that always fucked with me. I was always like, if you're poor, like, you know, what you having kids for? You can't complain about like not having enough money to live and then make it baby. Like, it's like, unless you're gonna use the government to your advantage and be like, oh, I've gotten my bitch pregnant, give me free money, please. Like, you know, like I always found that so like they talk about like behaving in a manner that's just like wholly dependent. Like, do you know what I mean? Like because I impregnated a female that I'm in and may or may not be in a relationship with, like, you see a lot of these guys are just like shag a bitch on a one night stand, she gets pregnant and he doesn't give a fuck, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's not just the blacks in America, like you get a lot of that, like in any kind of fucking it doesn't have to be low economy area, like it's just people's behavior. Like there's so many like just so many low vibration people, so many like no shame, no sense of honor or like a code or anything, like, do you know what I mean? And they may not be like dangerous criminals, quite the opposite, really. They're like, you know, useful idiots. The majority of them are like useful idiots, where it's like the people with agendas and the people with power and the people who know how to, you know, gamify life and other people, they just take complete advantage of them. Like, follow this ideology, follow this fucking tragedy, fuck, like, you know, the new thing, the next thing, like buy this, do this, fucking. If you don't do this, you're a coward. If you don't do this, women won't fuck you. If you don't do this, you're not really a man. Like if you don't drink this, you know, you're gay. Like do you know, it's like it's weird. Like do you know how they just most people exist in a state of just being like pulled around by all of your like desires and influences and sin essentially. Like do you know what I mean? If you want to boil it down to a biblical sense, it's like your sins are just like you're just allowing your sins to become habitual, and they're just like pulling you through life. And drink this, fuck this, eat this, do this, consume this. You know, like it's so important to like create and produce, even if you have like a full-time job, and you don't have time for like a hobby, or even if you're content, like you like not everybody hates their job. Like some people fucking do a 9 to 5 like it's nothing, like, you know. But if you like have a purpose, if you like produce shit and all, like, and you actually like help people and do good stuff and all, it's like incredible how effective that is at changing your mindset. If because for somebody like me who just played video games, smoked a lot of weed, ate a lot of junk food, watched watched a ton of movies, like I was doing way more consuming than I was producing. You know, even when I'm going and trying to learn something, I'm learning at like the taxpayer's expense, like, you know, because I was doing like free courses and stuff like this and all. Like, now obviously you can make the argument that like at least I'm trying to like do something, you know. But it's always like, like I'm one of the reasons I love watching Owen so much over the last couple of years is because you see him trying to navigate everything, and he's honest about it, and he's just open and honest about it. Like, and I was almost always like that with my friends, you know, and I tried to be with my parents most of the time as well. But like, I would just be straight up, like, you know, and I just try to navigate everything and speak my mind, speak out loud, and like, what about this and what about that and blah blah. It was weird seeing most people keep their thoughts to themselves. Forget about all the woke shit and the racist stuff. Like, oh, I don't want to sound like this. I don't want to sound, you know, like I'm a racist or a homophobe or any of these things and blah blah. Like, people just didn't want to say. People didn't want to speak their thoughts because they didn't want to be judged at all. You know. And then people like me, it's like, I don't care if you judge me. Now that, like, maybe you could describe that as narcissistic, you know, but I don't think it is. It's just like, I only value the opinion of people that I actually know. Like, why would you value the opinion of someone you don't know? Like, even if they're like a fucking expert in something, like, you know, it's like, oh, well, this master painter said that your streams are terrible and your paintings are shite. Like, do you know what I mean? I'd just be like, so? He sounds like a dickhead. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. But if the female turned around to me and was like, you're terrible at this, please stop. It would be heartbreaking. It'd be like, really? This is like, you think that? Like, that's one of the many reasons why I keep going, though, is because, like, no, yeah, I mean, like, this is really cool. Like, you're good at this. I like this and all, and blah, blah. Like, you know, it's like, and she's even got in on some of it, like, where I'm like, you know, help me design this or help me do it. Like, she made Myro, you know. Look at him in all his beauty. The female's finest work. And then, of course, I painted him because that's what I do. Strapping is a sport now. Big men slapping the shit out of each other. Yeah, I know, power slap and all that shit. Like, it's hilarious in one sense, but then in another sense, it's like ridiculous. Like there's look up on fucking, like, there's car jitsu. Car jitsu is the thing. And it's not called bar jitsu, but I called it bar jitsu. There's another thing that, like, where they're all like hanging from pull-up bars. There's like 4 of them. They're all facing each other in a square, and they're all hanging from pull-up bars. And they have to like force each other off and be like the last man standing. And they're straight up just like kicking each other in the face. Like, that's what I kind of think is like. I get that you need money to do stuff. to acquire resources and shit like that. Like, you do need money, some money, to be able to like buy food, so on and so forth. Like, you know, so money is an unfortunate necessity because that's how we, you know, transfer energy in this paradigm. But like the pursuit, whatever about the love of, the pursuit of money. If you're just pursuing money, like if your objective is like, I need money. Like, what was that out? That wasn't the Fridays, was it? Was that How High? I need money. He says, like, it's like on his grill or something. I think you're fucked. Like, you're fucked immediately. You're fucked from the get go because like your objective is solely to obtain something that inherently doesn't really have any value. It's just paper with ink on it, no matter where you are. And some of it's plastic now. It's crazy. You literally just get this little like just this small piece of plastic with inks and stuff. It's wild to me how it's like, this is how our society runs. It's like, what is it? Dog shit. like you can replace it with anything. That's what I think is hilarious. Is like, at least gold is like tangible. And it's also useful. You can, like, you know, literally all you can do with money, no matter the currency, whether it's like, you know, paper or plastic or any of this shit, like, you know, like what? Like, burn it, turn it into a canvas? I don't fucking know. It's like a fuck all uses. Like, you use it as insulation or like, it's like, it's not the same as like I don't even like the term rare minerals or rare metals or something, because I don't think anything is rare. Like, I believe that the realm works in a kind of like energetic rejuvenation cycles and all this stuff. So there might be a period of time where something isn't in abundance regardless of interaction with it. It's just like, at this time, it's like, you know, strawberries here are seasonal, so it's like you're not going to get really nice strawberries right now. Why? Because it's winter. You have to wait till summer. There could be like grand cycles where it's like, there's not a lot of gold right now, you know? Why? Well, like, there just isn't. Like, the environment isn't suited to a lot of gold in the ground right now, you know? Now, I don't know if that's how it works. Like, part of me definitely thinks that the whole like corpses of titans could totally be a thing. When you look at like the composition of like all this stuff and veins of gold and like the trees and all that shit, it's fascinating. Like, all the wonderful stuff in our history and the realm and all the stuff that you can look up and all, like, you know, it's just like the mainstream is so barren of anything like actually interesting. Like, it's so funny to me that like I'll be like I think the only thing I watch on YouTube is like, anytime, like the last few weeks, anytime some randomer has Owen on, I watch the Lotus Eaters. I like those guys. They still say, like, you know, a lot of stuff that I'd be like, oh, they sound like they're complaining. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I get complaining, I get it, but it's like, it's not a good thing, especially as a man. Like, it's not a good thing to do, because you just sound like you're bitching, you know. And if you're bitching, you're being a bitch. And don't get me wrong, I've done my fair share of bitching, like, you know. Oh, I just wish this and I just want that, and it's like, you need to stop saying stuff like that. Like, it's crazy. Like, you realize how like mind-blowingly powerful your mind is, and start using your free will to actually like make active decisions based on discernment and connection to whatever the fuck God is. It's crazy seeing synchronicities and like once you get like a perspective of all this stuff and like how it all works and like why, like what motivates people to do all these things, like whether it be good or evil, or like, you know, a lot of it is subjective. Something that's like appears good on the outside, you know, it's all the same. It's like, you know, fucking, oh, it's a charity, you know, they're helping, you know, black kids who are starving in a foreign country, and then you hear out about all the corruption, where the money actually goes, and then you got shit like Bono and all that stuff, and there's like all these horrible criminal organizations that are like fucking, not even criminal organizations. I mean, there's like private hospitals and totally legal stuff going on where it's crazy. You got like fucking English Prime Minister letting out criminals, that like rapists, murderers, all these fucking, you know, just letting them out of prison so they can chuck people who said something on Twitter into the cells. Like, it's total and utter inversion of what we all, like, well, not we all, but like a lot of us just see as like normal reality, where it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, have you no common sense? You see that a lot, like, do you know what I mean? Where like, even when a normie starts trying to be some, like, you know, not trying to be, but when a normie starts saying some truth or shit, you hear that a lot. Where it's like, there's just no common sense. There's like, I don't think common sense is common. Like, common sense that we call it is like, you know, a modicum of intellect, and ability to like be rational, you know. And like, if any of the stuff that we've been told, or like that has like gotten out or been let out in the mainstream, is true in terms of like all the stuff that's like weakening us biologically, everything from Wi-Fi to fluoride in the water, all this fucking crap, like is it no wonder that like all this crap is happening? All these horrible things are like, it's no wonder that all these horrible things are happening, and our behavior is so horrible, because like it's like a vicious cycle of like behave like a dickhead, and then your environment starts reacting to you, and then you end up behaving more like a dickhead, and then your environment reacts again. Like, you know, it's like, it's real easy for me to see this now, where it's like the guy who just like wakes up in the morning and like works out, eats right, tends his garden, has a craft, makes something with his hands, you know, like works hard to provide what he can for his female, if he has one, and then kids subsequently, if he has them, like, you know, it's like that just sends out like ripples of like positive energy that like cause typically more growth, like, you know what I mean? Versus the person who, like I used to be, where you just wake up, immediately turn the PlayStation on, roll a joint, like, and fucking have a cup, like immediately have a cup of coffee. Oh, I want a coffee now. Hang on. Female! I'm sorry if that was really loud. Dick Fordu, welcome. Common sense is a psyop. Sense is as common as hen's teeth. I don't know why, but anytime I see or hear somebody say hen's teeth, I always think of that scene. Have you all seen that that movie? What, fucking Jason and the Argonauts? It is Jason and the Argonauts, isn't it? I think so. Where it's like, they're Hydra's teeth. Hydra's teeth. And he like throws them at the ground, and then skeletons come out. When I was a kid, I thought that was so cool. The Hydra's teeth, and he just like throws them on the ground, and then these like skeleton soldiers come out of the ground. I was like, what the fuck? Like, and magic is awesome, you know, like like Dungeons and Dragons shit, like, you know, mythical shit, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's so cool, like that's what makes me take, like, I get where Owen's coming from, where he's kind of like, people couldn't handle the truth. Like, totally agree, you know, based on people's behavior, like, you know, over the past, or like even recent history, like, or even just my personal experience in life. People freak out when, you know, stuff gets said to them, or they discover something, like, do you know what I mean? Like, people's emotional reactions to things can be very counterproductive, shall we say. But they're like, because I know what I'm like, and because I like the way I think and stuff like that, when I'm interested in, like, they could literally turn around and just admit that like we live in ring realms, and like monsters are totally real and shit, like, you know, the terrain is actually the leftover decaying corpses of titans, and like God is real, and like they could turn around and say all that shit, and I'd just be like, awesome, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, what's gonna happen now? I'd just be like, oh yeah, like that's, I think that's one of the reasons why the bear community has that like really cool energy. Will you make me a coffee? I don't think she can hear me. The female has gone deaf. She was right there. I'm just gonna send her coffee? Question mark. Can you hear me? Yeah, well. Coffee. Yeah, whenever you're ready. How loud is that when I shout? Like, is it so bad? I was glad to hear the motorcyclist was okay yesterday. Oh, scary stuff. Here, not here. Which one? Oh, the one that Owen mentioned on the stream. Somebody wrote is they saw a crash or some shit, like head-on collision with a truck and a bike or something. Like the motorcyclist is okay. Jesus. Right. 40 minutes of rambling. Selective hearing activated. Oh man, I have that as well. Like the amount of times that like you know, over the years that me ma or like Emma or my sister or somebody be calling me like, and I just don't hear it. Like, but then if we order takeaway, like I can hear the car door like slam when the guy delivering the takeaway gets out of his car across the road. I can hear it. Like it's like when I want to hear something, I fucking hear it. Not bad when you shout, grand. The last thing I need is like, you know, just like, because I'm like roaring the place down. Today's Wednesday, isn't it? Some classical? Shall we do some classical? What's this one? Oh, that's like a really chill one. Methinks the Presidential Pump is a great one. Yes! I love the energy of this. I need to remind myself to make a... I think Gary Goose would make an excellent sticker. I'm gonna try to do that over the next few weeks. I'm gonna try and just make a shit ton of merch and get it out of my head, get it done. Probably a lot of stickers coming in. I was thinking it'd be really cool if we could get like a turtleneck, and then like have like little like not tiny but like small enough like image of Gary Goose, and then it's like, you know, you know that thing where it's like the same image patterned out just like over and over again. Like I've seen t-shirts like that where it's like something simple like an anchor, and there's just like loads of them in rows all over the t-shirt or hoodie or whatever. Like I think it'd be brilliant if you had just like loads of Gary Gooses. Like right. Ooh. The sun's gone. Happens so quickly. Right. Seriously, I came in here earlier on and it's gorgeous looking because the sun is like really, it's that winter. You know, you can see like all the smoke and the condensation coming off all the houses because it's so cold, and the sun is just like beaming through all the trees that have no leaves on them and all. Like it's fucking awesome looking. Absolutely beautiful out today. All the snow is gone though. It's just cold. It's always hilarious the way we get snow. It's just like, here's a bit of snow. It's seriously just that 1 year I remember where it was like intense how much snow we got. It was awesome. Where's my royal rag? I place my royal rag upon my demi-divine knee in preparation for the goo. I use my magic fan, my divine fan, to waft gently any oni that may be attempting to parasitically suck the chi from PEINTEINGU. It's very cathartic. Right. Let's get these bitches wet. I shall be absent from Chatu tomorrow. Turkey Day at my house shall occupy all of my time. May you have an excellent Thanksgiving, Desmondo. I hope you and the female have a beautiful Thanksgiving. Oh, one of the bitches is very stiff. This is not good. That bitch needs to be cleaned. That bitch needs a bath. Dirty, dirty bitch. Right. We shall load the parrot with the usual suspects. Oh, I forgot to descend into proper PEINTEINGU posture. Where's my thingy? Beautiful. My anti-Oni top knot is now fully on display. What is this? An advertisement.
This college was established in
I
1570.
hate thee. The stuff is so gooey. And the smell. Glorious. Glorious! Hash browns. We're having a black. We're having a white. For the euro. This one is nearly empty, so I must squeeze the rife out of it. Painting. Goo goo. Painting. Goo goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Right, that's the end of that bitch. Oh! Ah! 10 points. We're doing it live! We always do it live, Twigger. Painting. Goo goo. Painting. Goo goo. Painting. Goo goo. The parrot has been roaded. Right. I was saying that something is missing. Well, apart from the gates on the needle, something is missing. Need something. I don't quite know what it is yet, but I will figure it out. Right. Get the bitch wet. Strap her. Use your royal rag. She is now ready for the goo. Right. Methinks that TriStar could use some shading. Was ist das? Eine Ad? Ugh. Orchestra cripes. You do not have a right to crassacres, 2acre? So that's Griff now. 2acre's been around longer than anyone. It's not the right energy, no. You got the Wednesday woes. This is what you need. Because 2acre is a royal Japanite, we shall give him what he wants. 2acre, here you go. 2acre's favorite prayerist. Ravingu! I do love this one. Paintingu. Right, yes. I was thinking whiter. Shall write the gades in white. I like the Japanese drums. Ah, Emmanuel likes the taiko drums. I love the taiko drums. Too thick. That's what she said. It works. I'm just happy to be here. That's why I love you, Desmondu. A true legend. A true Japanite. Never complains. Makes people laugh. Constantly cleaning other people's messes. What is it missing? It's missing something. Rife bars, hit points. Speech bubbers. I do like speech bubbers. They can be hilarious. Ugh. Methinks perhaps a witness to this epic battle. Oh, how dare you! How dare you!
Results for your business with
Yeah, but I would not mind some Viking music. We do actually. We have some Viking music, methinks. Methinks? I cannot remember. Maybe in the other playlist. I'm happy to be Japanese. Me too. Me too, Edgar. Part of me is seriously. I don't know why I keep like. I'm like life bars. They should have life bars. I don't know. Maybe. Yes, you beautiful bitch. What? Oh, you did the taps? What thing? It's a fucking pain in the hole, isn't it? Yeah, because you have to hold it up while you're doing it. Otherwise it like doesn't go in right. You making my coffee now, are you? What? What? Nope. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm thinking life bars. Then maybe levels. I suppose I can't really do hit points because they haven't like done the attack. Every so often I'm just like stumped. I'm like, what do I do to this? And then you just throw some mental shit in, like, you know. Maybe I should just put another starship in the sky. Well, it actually makes sense, like, you know, because Men in Black actually. Ooh, Independence Day ship? We'll do the life bars first. Right. Okay. Painting goo 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 goo. Maybe Ganon coming down from Independence Day spaceship. I could put Ganon like just coming out of the mountain, maybe. I remember trying to like get to him or go up the mountain to fight him in Ocarina at a time, like pretty much at the start of the game, and I remember being like, why can't I just like try? It's like one of those things where like you can't go there yet because you need a certain item or some shit, like, you know, or you need to complete other tasks. But I think that's actually why they did this stuff in Breath of the Wild, where like you can go anywhere like right off the bat. You can go to places that like you'll just straight up get murdered like immediately. I think it's the same in Elden Ring, isn't it? Like, or like right from the start, you have the option to just like pick a direction You can pretty much do that in Skyrim as well, actually. Like, that's a proper RPG. Because, like, there's usually some kind of mad, fucking obscure way for you to, you know, level up really quickly or some shit like that. Like, if you can, like, kind of cheese a high-level enemy. Ah, the good old days of gaming. A Black Rock saying, I love black people, but I hate... It was niggas, in case anybody was wondering. Niggas. Okay, so we give them life bars. And then maybe like... Oh yeah, okay. I can picture that in my mind quite well. I'll do the spaceship crashed into the mountain. That's what I'll do. That's happening.
Join us as we open the doors.
Join you? Never! I will never join you! It deleted my first comment. Of course it did. Right. Oh, glorious! I remember going into a Revel 50 zoner from a bordering Revel 20 zoner in World of Warcraft. The Burning Steppes. Basically Mordor. I got eaten so fast by a giant Rava spider. A true RPG experience. Ah, female. Domo, you beautiful bitch. Oh, smells glorious. You gonna make cookies today? No, you're not making cookies today, no? Why not? I demand cookies. Oh, glorious job. Thank you, my Rov. Painting, goo, 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 goo. Painting, goo, goo. We let that dry. Painting, goo, 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 goo. I am addicted to my female's cookies. They are glorious.
I ate like 20-something cookies in the space of like 3 days. And I am a steer, not fat! What is this sorcery? Somebody has a paid for painting goo! Glorious! Who has honor this fine Woden's tag? That is not the right green. Herc Hogaroo! Interesting. What does the former wrestler have to say? Hello, brother. If you haven't heard yet, Trunk may put me on his administration. You're kidding. Let me tell you, brother. I'll be strapping furs and kissing babies. Let's get manga, brother. Domo. Hulk Hogan. Oh, fuck. Hulk Hogan's hilarious. I can't believe they actually called them Trump points. Can't believe that shit. Like, I fucking called that. Can't believe I called that. Well, I can. You just think of the most like, what would be the funny thing to happen, and then it fucking happens, and you're just like, yep, that's crazy. I literally seen that headline this morning. Oh my god. Oh my god. Not going to get the green I want with this yarrow. I should have known better. Ramen yarrow is the only yarrow for me. Right. Ramen is not ramen, is ramen. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful green. So brighter. So rush. Painting goo, doo doo doo, doo doo. Painting goo goo, goo goo. Goo goo. Ah, glorious. Glorious Java.
Painting goo goo. Painting. Goo 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 goo.
Welcome to Idiocracy, folks. MAGA style. Must watch Idiocracy. Many people mentioned Idiocracy. I have not seen this film. So many movies I have not seen. Crockwook Orange. "2001 Space Odyssey." So many films. I have only so much time. Blast you, mortars, for inventing time. Ludicrous invention. White or black? White. I loaded the bitch with black, but it should be white. A tale as old as time. I should hit the right in a few moments. Gets so darko so quicko. Okay.
Paintingu. Paintingu.
I often like challenging myself. To be accurate. Without any technology. Simply the bitch and my skills. with said bitch. Will Smith, Zelda, fight!
Beijing goo 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 goo.
Oh God, he's coming back. Get out of here.
Ugh. Glorious. A moment. Ah, much better.
Send free chocolate secretly.
If it's free, you're the product. Shout out to ownbenjamin.com. Once you go back, you may regret your decision. Not me, though. Once you went brack, you made more brack. Just not as brack. Tiny bit less brack, but still brack. Right.
Paintingu.
Paint. Cleaning the brack up with mocha babies. Eventually, or we'll be white again. Much fucking to do. Did I make more black or more white? That is the question. Answer to that question. Yes. Did I make more black or more white? Yes. It's seriously my favorite answer to any question like that. Do you want this or this? Yes. Like, steak or chicken? Yes.
LinkedIn is the place to be.
Rinked in.
Start
Rink
advertising
off.
on the highest returning
Rink out. Rink you. Mother rinker. What's that fucking raw dong lover? Not only did Jaguar end up being called Faguar in the space of 24 hours, but the guy in charge of the whole thing, they took one space out of his name and called him Raw Dong Lover. Oh man, I couldn't stop laughing at that when I seen it. So funny. Ugh. Glorious. Crashed UFO in the background. Weir Smith weirding the gay AIDS, aka Gates, in a huge Nieder spear, attacking Zarda, who is quite rightly so defending herself with the power of the TriStar. Is that what it is called? I cannot remember. Hello? Hello? Someone jumped an iron fence in my wife's Ryan a couple of generations back. Go rink yourself! Oh boy, Instagram notified me that Burn Bear is following me. Oh no. Triforce, that's what it is. Triforce. That Triforce is a bit to F Weir's tail. Part of me wants to put eyes on it. Like the Triforce is angry at him too. Oh boy, please send me money. Working is hard. What's he even doing now? I don't know. Is he still in Croatia? I don't think he's ever gonna leave that place. Like, don't get me wrong. I hope he does turn it around and, like, you know, grow his garden, get himself a woman, and like just has a nice life where he's at. But I doubt it. I mean, it's just like, it just seems like, that's why I stopped talking to him. He just seems like the kind of guy who's just like, not even like ignorantly and unwillingly in a cycle. He's like completely aware of what he is, but doesn't care, or something. Like, I think that's, there's a small, like, there's like a sprinkle of malevolence to him. And when I noticed that, I was like, just fuck off. No time for it. In the old days, I would have like made excuses for him, you know, like, but he's funny and he's like this, and like he just needs, you know, just cut him some slack, like, you know, blah blah. It's like, no, fuck him. Fuck that nigga. You only get so many chances, and that chap has had a lot. He's pissed off a lot of people. I'm a firm believer of if you have shitty people in your life, get them the fuck out. If and where possible. Delete them from your living space. Delete them from your living space. Was ist das? Be gone, female. Speeder? Near? I don't know. Is a neither spear? It's both. Speedle. Hand me that Speedle. Methinks I should desist in using this brack. It may be high viscosity and opaque, but its finish has a slight shine to it. This displeases me.
Painting goo 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 goo.
In my experience, perhaps it is just me, but I use a metric fuckton of white, black, and yellow. So if you're like a Manuer or Tuegaru and you wish to support PEINTEINGU by buying me paints, white, black, and yellow. Caucasian. Negro. Asian. The racial trinity. The white, the black, and the yellow.
Painting goo goo. Oh, glorious.
A hearty garden is weeded frequently, indeed. However, some weeds very useful. People call dandelion weed. People call hemp weed. Curious.
Painting goo 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 goo.
Much better. Much better. These are fascinating. Or the different consistencies, finishes. Many forms of paintingu. Send me your address and I will send acrylics from Timu. I shall email you.
Painting. Goo goo.
Indeed, Maggio. Emmanuel seems to have much honor. Now that I have made his suit more brack, now his hair needs to be more brack. Turn on the machine. Be gone from me, demon. Different finishes of brack. Very useful.
Painting. Goo 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 goo. Painting. Goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo.
Indeed, methinks it would look hilarious if the Triforce had eyes. Let's try it.
Painting. Goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. Boo!
Spaceship looks good. It's a good crashed spaceship look. Excellent. What else? What else can we do?
Painting goo goo.
Idiocracy is on a Prex. Very short film. I shall gain many laughs and enjoying good. Perhaps I shall watch tonight too. If not, probably on the weekend too. That's how I pay my TV license. Defender is my entertainment. I don't mind paying a bit for it. You honor me, Emmanuel Galsonu. It is an honor to be your entertainment. Your patronage to Paintingu is much appreciated.
Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo.
Is it dry? Is it dry?
Painting goo 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 goo.
Make time for the stories and the friends you never get tired of.
I get tired of you
our time.
and your endless peddling of your shit. Methinks different eyes. What did a rook? Hilarious.
No, I like hearing you talk. Only as they say, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Better. Yes, indeed. Much honor from your fellow leprechaun artisan. Leprechauns need to stick together. Stabberoo Hammer coming in crutch as always with Prex. Indeed. Prex very handy. You should watch this. Say, Stabberoo! Hi. Hi. I was thinking earlier on today at one point actually that I think it'd be really cool to do a cartoon version of all of us. I do like me, Desmondu, Stabberoo, Griffu, Tuakaroo. We'll do the OGs first. Scouse. I know Scouse isn't here in the chat often, but he's an OG to fuck. But like I think it'd be cool to do like the Japanite family or the Japanite clan, you know. And like obviously I'll do the bears as bears, but they don't all have to be bears, depending on like the character, you know. Like I think it'd be kind of funny to do Stabberoo as a moose. Like it's like how funny would that be if you did a superhero that was like a moose with like, you know, instead of the Superman S it had like the Canadian maple leaf on the chest. Moose Man. I love shit like that. Okay. What is this?
The place to be
Interrupting me again? How dare you? I must drain the dragon. I shall return. Yo. Saw. So much better. We shall finish with some epic shit. Get off my stream. In a time long ago in Yemen, the evil Wearsmith attempted to gayify Zelda. But not this day. This day, Zelda's connection to the Triforce has thwarted the gates. Her victory draws near.
Painting goo. Goo, goo, goo.
Right! Paint. Goo. Paint. Goo. I must think about this. Paint. Paintingu. Are you also having difficulty gaining weight, Marju? 'Tis a struggle for me also. I wish to be fatu. Like sumo. Perhaps then I were no longer be cored. Is it missing something, Steer? Large March. Hilarious. No, I don't want to force it. You must not force things, or else they will slap you in the face. Initially, I did not like this painting, but it's funny. It's funny. Once again, I have delivered, despite the Hatu giving me mentor shit. Let's sign this bitch. Yemenite Welda injection is complete. Right. My beloved Japanites, the time has come to bid you farewell. Do not weep! I shall return. Same timer, same placer, same gloriously epic PEINTEINGU energy. If you have any honor, you will pay for PEINTEINGU. Share, Riker, and subscriber, PEINTEINGU. Or else, you are nothing more than a filthy mortar. In the meantime, be good, be true, and be beautiful. And I shall see you soon. Sayonara, my beloved Japanites. And may you have a glorious evening.